Shalom. Again here, I'm in the Galilee. I'm here in the ancient ruins of the city of Bethsaida. I'm sitting here in the ruins. This is an ancient residence, and here this is what would have been the courtyard, the entrance, and this would be behind me would be part of the house. You have the kitchen over there and the rest of the residence. What's amazing about this place is that Yeshua would have come and walked these streets, very much so. We read in the Gospels that he did a lot of his miracles here. He cured a blind man, and many other miracles. It is said by other writings and traditions that not only did he come here a lot and perform a lot of the miracles, but also that a room in a house was provided for him. And this is a place where he lived where the people did not know. It is said that often he came here to retire and he would go up into the mountains to pray. And I'm going to give you a pan look at this, where this is located. What is amazing is that the Jordan is just down this hill right here, and the Kinneret, the Sea of Galilee, which is in front of me, would have come directly on the side of what is the ruins of Bethsaida. It used to carry a lot more water in ancient times than it does right now, and the Jordan used to be a lot thicker. But what I'm gonna do is I'm coming through the residence here, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pan look so you can see the street as it ran across, and Yeshua would have walked that street. As you're looking over there, that's the south part. That's where the Dead Sea is, and right in front over here is where the Jordan, down the cliff, it's where it comes through. And all these ancient ruins are just amazing. There's house after house after house after house, and it's the street goes all around, and it's quite amazing to see. And this is the essence of the gospel. This is where this, in a sense, was his headquarters, where he went and where he came. And a lot of the miracles and a lot of the peoples around here, all over, just would gather together to listen to him, to be at his feet and partake of the bread that came out of his mouth. All these wonderful teachings, the gospel of the kingdom that was being shared with these people, and the majority had no idea of the blessing that they were part of just by being able to listen to him and see all the miracles and wonders that he was doing around here. And it's amazing. The scriptures say that often he would retire to pray, and all this place around Bethsaida, behind me you can't see it, but this is what is called now the Golan Heights. Towards that way is the mountain of Hermon, but just in front of me there's all these hills and mountains that I can imagine him just walking on the third watch by himself, going up there to pray and be alone with the Father, to have communion with him and prepare himself for what was coming. And he knew that the majority of the people that were just listening to all his teachings, even then could not grasp all of the meaning of it. And what later on through centuries we've barely been able to uncover in the meanings of his sayings. And this is how profound the God of the universe is. Abba has such wisdom that we can't even begin to fathom. His ways are so above our ways that our ways are are nothing to him, and our works are dirty rags compared to what he did for us. As he walked here as a human being, and he went up and down with love and compassion, trying to heal the sick, trying to preach the gospel of the kingdom, to give them the good news of salvation, and give them the good news of what he was about to do for us and for all humanity. As I came towards the south, what struck me is If you can see behind me, the tree bend down there, that's where the Jordan currently flows. But we do know from ancient sources that the Jordan was much, much wider than it is right now. And the Sea of Galilee was obviously it was much fuller of water. It is believed that it was, that maybe it went all the way up here, and maybe this is exactly where the Jordan fed into the Kinneret. We don't know that for a fact, but it does seem that way just by the layout of the land, and just by thinking, hey, it was probably way fuller than it is right now. Right now, the Kinneret is the main source of water for Israel. So most of the water that is drank here and used, even though the Israelis have developed tremendous technology, not only to be able to recycle water, but also the desal plants that they have been invented that have been a tremendous blessing to the whole world. Still, most of Israel and part of Jordan, they split the water kind of like it is where we're from, with the Rio Bravo, or as it's called in the United States, the Rio Grande. It is divided, the water is divided into Mexico and the United States. The same is true here for not only the Jordan, but also the Dead Sea and the Kinneret. So the water levels would have very easily been much higher. So it is very plausible that the water would have come all the way up to here. And that is amazing, because as I explained in one of the videos and teachings that I did before, the Kinneret is which in Hebrew means harp. It's exactly the shape of a heart, and also a harp, hence the name harp. So the Jordan would be the main vessel, or the main vein that would come from the top part of the heart, and then the Jordan, where the Yarden is, that would be the vein that goes down into Israel. Really the heart pumping and feeding Israel, which is amazing. And it is amazing that he chose these places to teach, these places to impart all that he had from the beginning of creation. And I can't even fathom all the things that he was teaching out here. And as I showed you in a video before, this place here, Bethsaida, is surrounded by mountains. To my right begins what is called the Golden Heights, and behind the camera, that's where the mountain of Hermon is. That's where the dew of Hermon comes and feeds the Jordan. And all these mountains and hills, I can just see him just walking up the hill just to be in communion with his Father, and all the things that he was preparing himself to do for us. So this is a tremendous place. This is one of them that when I got in here, there's been few places when I go into here in Israel that I just feel his presence. And the moment I came up the stairs and started walking on these streets, I just have an overwhelming sense of his presence, and the Ruach HaKodesh leading me into this place. And how amazing, and how in the context of time this was used to impart and give bread to Israel. And we see that most of these places rejected him, and all that we see now is ruins. I did a video up there from Chorazim, Capernaum, now Bethsaida, and all these places are in ruins. All these places are nothing but rubble, because they got to see the Messiah, but they didn't understand him. And it's no different right now. It is no different. Most say they believe, but they really don't listen to him. They follow their own drummer. They follow what they want to do. And we see this over and over with what we call the church, and unfortunately in ministries and all these things. And that is the reason why many churches or denominations now, like Bethsaida, like Chorazim, they lie in ruins. A lot of them are disappearing because they stopped listening to the Lord, and they started listening to their own mind and to their own agenda. And these are the lessons that we can learn from these places. You know, there is a time where we're going to have to make a choice. Either we're going to please man, or we're going to please God. And that is the choice that each one of us all over this world has to make. For myself, I will follow. As for me and my house, we will follow the Lord. We will serve him. I believe that as we go deeper into these prophetic times, those choices will become more apparent. And the goats and the sheep will become apparent for those that have eyes to see. These people here saw with their human eyes. They saw the miracles. They saw the wonders. They heard the teachings. But it didn't sink in. It didn't go into their soul. There was very few that understood who he was. That he was God in the flesh. That he was our dear Messiah. That he came to bring us back. But we fail to see that because we walk in our own ways. We walk with our own minds and with our own agendas. With the knowledge of the serpent, the knowledge of the tree of good and evil, instead of the knowledge or the wisdom that comes from above, from the tree of life. And that is the true lessons of this place. As we see this valley below us, and we can see it and imagine it in a moment in time with him just walking and teaching, how little things have changed. How little things have changed. We still want to do our own thing. So, brethren, please take these words to heart and hear from the heart, from the Kinneret, from the Sea of Galilee where he walked. I bid you shalom and be blessed.